Hey everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling, and today we're going to talk about my May TBR. So even though April's TBR Jar pick was not super successful, I read one book completely and I DNF'd another. I knew that was going to happen. I had a lot of other things to get to. Same goes for this month. So I'm hoping to pick something out that will be very different from what I'm reading for other things. But I don't know. I'm still going to give it a go and hope for the best. We'll see what happens. So let's do this. Let me pick something. Like always, I'm going to pick two things so that I can make a choice. Okay, here's the first one. Let's dig really deep. I'm going to go as far down as I can. Okay. I have two things. Let me set that down. Okay, so let's see what I pulled out. My first choice. My first choice is already going to get, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't pick this, but it's Ancient Greece and Rome. That's pretty much what I'm going to be reading for the next little bit is ancient history stuff because I'm working on level 10. So I don't know if I want to add more things, but maybe. Let me see what this is. Let me check my other option. I was really hoping for something very different. Well, this one is set in Asia. I have a lot of options here. A lot of very different options here. So I think this is going to be what I go with. Set in Asia. So I have, let me put that one back. I have a lot of books that I've been wanting to get to. So still a lot of historical things, but from different times and different parts of Asia. So this should give me some good range. So okay, I'm going to go and collect my things and I will come back in just a few minutes and I'll show you what I've pulled from my shelves. Okay, I'm back. I have collected the things. Let's talk about it. But first, before I talk about what I have pulled from my shelves for my Set in Asia TBR, I want to talk about what we're reading for the ARG Booked Book Club. And in May, we're going to be reading Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and this is a book that I've just heard so much rave reviews about that I just need to read it. I know this is about two friends who build a video game empire together and it follows them throughout their lives. I know it has a platonic relationship. I'm very excited about it. So we're going to be reading this over the course of May. I will have a live show discussion here on this channel the first Saturday of the following month. So the first Saturday in June. And we'll talk about the book together. I also have a Discord where we talk about the book over the course of the month as we're reading. If you are interested in joining that, let me know in the comments and I will give you a link. Okay, now let's talk about the books that I have from my shelves that I've collected that are set in Asia. So I was excited that I already had this in my TBR because it's in my level 10 pile. And that is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. I don't know a ton about this. I know this is set in China, I believe, and this is a historical fantasy, I believe, set in China. I think it has to do with a girl who has to take on her brother's destiny or something to that nature. I don't know. I've heard so many good things. I'm excited to read it. And this is just going to push me to pick it up for certain this month, I hope, because it's a book set in Asia, and that is my goal. Two other books that were already in my pile to read that are set in Asia. I have The Startouched Queen by Roshni Chokshi. This is Hindu mythology, YA fantasy, inspired by Hindu mythology. I don't really know too much else. And this one as well is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. This is, again, Chinese mythology, and it's a YA retelling. So all of these are things that were already in my pile, so, I was already going to be reading them. But never fear, I had three other options that, aren't on my TBR already, set in different times and whatnot. So first up, I have Forbidden City. This is by Vanessa Hua, and This is a story about the Cultural Revolution in China. I believe this is straight historical fiction. This is about a girl who is caught up in the events of the Cultural Revolution and like how it changes her perspective on what is happening. Sounds like an interesting read, so I'm looking forward to that. I have The Last Rose of Shanghai. This is by Wynda Dai Randell, and I believe this is about a Jewish refugee living in Shanghai during World War II. It's really all I know. But I'm really interested in reading something from that perspective because I think I own at this point like 3 different books that are all about Jewish people living in China during World War II, and I haven't read any of them. So I'm gonna try to make this one happen. And then finally, perhaps I'm gonna possibly, hopefully read The Island of Sea Women by Lisa C, because I've had this on my TBR for a very, very long time, like an embarrassing long time. But I really, really want to read it, so this will probably happen. This is set in Korea during World War II, and I don't really know more than that. Obviously it has to do with women who do some sort of diving. That's why they're the Island of the Sea Women. I've heard people say this is like their favorite Lisa C, which I'm really interested to read because like currently if I had to pick a favorite Lisa C book, I think it would be either Shanghai Girls or Dreams of Joy, or maybe the 2 of them together since it is a duology. I might count that as like one thing. But that is like my favorite Lisa C, so I'm curious to see if I would like this better. Okay, as if that's not enough already, I also have a library book I need to get to. I have Looking for Jane by Heather Marshall. I really wanted to pre-order this, but I already had a bunch of things pre-ordered in February, so like I'd hit my limit. So I'd just been kind of like, what do I do? I really wanted to read it, and I realized my library had it. So I've had it on hold for a little while and it finally came in. So this is about Roe versus Wade and abortion rights, and it's set in 3 time periods. So we have a character in 2017 who is trying to learn about, I think it's about her mother maybe? I don't know. It just says she discovers a mysterious letter that has a life-shattering confession, and she wants to go find out about it. So I don't know if it's her mother, but it's just somebody that she's discovered. It has to do with an illegal underground abortion network in Toronto, known only by its whispered code name Jane. And then we go to 1971, and we're following a teenager who was sent to a home for fallen women, where she was forced to give up her baby for adoption. And then in 1980, we're following somebody else who has a shocking secret about her family. So, I don't know. I've been like really anticipating this book. I really hope it's good. I'm very excited to read it and see what I think. And I'm gonna review it when I finish it, so look forward to that. Then I have a couple of things that I'm reading for the level 10 update still. I've just about finished the 24 Hours in Ancient Egypt, and I'm gonna be reading the 24 Hours in Ancient Rome. I really want to buy this whole series. There's only like 2 other books, I think, so I might just do that. But this is a historical book where you're following different people through 24 hours of the day. So each hour of the day you follow a different person and what they do during that time. And so you get to see like a really interesting picture of what life was like in this time. So I'm really excited to pick that up. This might happen before the end of April, because I am filming this like middle of the week, last week of the month, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it or not, but this is definitely happening really soon, and that is A Kata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. This is a book about a albino Nigerian girl who discovers that she has magical powers and goes to a magical school in Nigeria where she can learn to hone her craft. And I've heard really good things. I loved the Binti series, and I've been dying to read something else by this author. And I've heard that the world building is amazing, which is what I loved so much about Binti, was it was just such great world building. And I really hope that I get that same feeling from this one. So that is definitely happening. I have some other things. My daughter and I don't have it next to me. I'll put up a picture. My daughter and I are currently reading Watership Down. That is our read aloud this month, and I don't know how long it's going to take us to finish it. I was envisioning finishing it by the end of May, so that's happening. I had some other little things I'm hoping to pick up here and there, but like overall, that's a lot of things. I have a lot on my plate. But again, have been having a pretty good reading year so far, so here's to more great books. I have lots of things to read, and I'm gonna go do that. Let me know in the comments if anything that I've talked about today is something that you think I should like absolutely make happen or prioritize. If you've read anything from this stack, let me know also, what are you planning to read this month? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.